What's wise, my people? What's wise out there? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? It's cold out there today, man. It's cold out there today. It is. I'm trying to tell you. Yes, it is. I'm finna get into this story, man, about just something today. We're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about this right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're gonna talk about. Well, we got this right here. I'm gonna say it this way, without putting no names in it, and not even talking about no necessary hoods. I'm just talking about hood, period. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, the game costs, and I ain't getting paid, so I'm gonna break it down to you this way. You got people that's played, stayed, and from the hood. Let me say it one more time. You got people that played, stayed, and from the hood. You know where I'm coming from? Then you have people that just stayed in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Didn't play. They just stayed. You know? Then you got people that just came to the hood. They didn't stay out there at all. You know? So this is how the story finna start out. About those that's already from the hood, that stayed and played out there, those that just stayed out there, then you got some that just came out there. You know what I'm saying? Those who stayed and played out there in the hood had all the attention, had all the love, had all the females. You know where I'm coming from? Because actually those that stayed and played in the hood, their parents actually stayed and played in the hood too. You know where I'm coming from? So loyalty is what they was taught, those that stayed and played. You know what I'm saying? Loyalty is what they was taught. You know where I'm coming from? So they was taught the loyalty. Those that stayed out there in the hood, it was more like they couldn't come out there and play. Not because they didn't want to. Yeah, of course they wanted to come play, but you know they had their parents that didn't want them to come play. You know where I'm coming from? And didn't allow them to come play. Let me say it that way. So I'm not saying nothing bad towards you. I'm just saying the truth. And if the truth hurts you, then I'm talking about you, no matter who you is. You know what I'm saying? So they couldn't come out, like I say, couldn't play because their parents wouldn't allow them to come play. You know? Then you had those that came out there to the hood. See, these are the ones that nobody knew. You know what I'm saying? Only a few people probably may knew the ones that came to the hood, right? With those that came to the hood wanting attention from off of those who, they want the same attention from those that played and stayed in the hood. You know where I'm coming from? They want that same attention. They wanted the women too. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be up under the spotlight like the ones who played and stayed in the hood themselves. You know, they wanted that. So what they chose to do was to say, well, this person is weak, well, this person is soft, and try to push their weight on them. You know where I'm coming from? But what these people, I'm gonna say these people who came to the hood, what they didn't know is those who stayed and played in the hood was taught loyalty. They wasn't taught to fight their own people, go against their own people, their own friends and family and stuff, because that ain't what their parents taught them. You gotta remember, their parents played and stayed in the hood too. So they saw their parents play and stay in the hood and do certain things the way they done it. So they didn't fight against their own homies. They didn't backdoor their own homies. You know where I'm coming from? They didn't do none of that. You know where I'm coming from? Yeah. So now you got that. So in the outcome of this, you have this right here. Inside beef with those who stayed versus those who came. All for attention. Who tough and who weak and this and this and that. Everybody will squeeze the trigger though. That's what a lot of people don't understand. You can put a gun in a 4-year-old kid's hand right now and make him angry enough. He'll squeeze that trigger. That don't mean they tough. You know where I'm coming from? And just because you go pick on somebody that's littler than you, that don't mean you tough. You know where I'm coming from? Because it's a place for everybody that's tough out here. You know where I'm coming from? It's a place for everybody that's wise out here. It's a place for everybody that's smart out here. It's a place for all of that. You know where I'm coming from? So now here comes the outcome of it. Now here comes the hustling and the gangsters, right? You got this going on. Well, if you a hustler, you ain't a gangster. If you a gangster, you can't be a hustler. They say it ain't the same thing, they say. But these is the ones who don't have no attention, you know. They going against those who have the attention. See, those who already stayed and played in the hood, they was hustlers and gangsters because they got it from their parents. You know what I'm coming? Their parents was hustlers and gangsters. You know what I'm coming from? So that just goes to show what I'm talking about. Okay, so now it goes down to this. Now everybody, like I say, those who came to the hood going against those who stayed and played in the hood, those who just stayed in the hood is sitting on the outskirts watching everything, right? Because they couldn't come out there and play. You know where I'm coming from? So now it's a situation to now those who came in the hood start getting more attention than those who's from and stayed and played in the hood, right? All because this gangbanging stuff came along, right? Into a hood. Let me say it this way. Because everybody that told their stories, I'm the wise guy finna tell his story now. And I'm telling it for everybody to hear it. You know where I'm coming from? Leave a comment in there if you want to tell yours. Or we can get on the show or whatever, however. And we can both tell it. You know, it's up to y'all. But the wise guy's telling his story right now. So go back to this. Now it goes back to now. Those who came to the hood is getting attention more than those who stayed, played from the hood. Taking kindness for weakness. You know where I'm coming from? Loyalty, those from and stayed and played, don't fight against their own homies. That ain't what we do. What they do, man, because they ain't got nothing to do with it. This is a story I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay, so that ain't what they do. You know. So, moved out the way. It ain't that nobody was tougher than nobody. The reason why they came through and got this attention. No, it wasn't like that. So I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. It wasn't like that. No, wasn't nobody tougher than the next person. Nuh-uh. Those with loyalty don't fight against their own people. Those with respect go against their own people for beneficial things, for beneficial ways. You know what I'm saying? So let me say it that way. Let me say it again so those who don't understand me, I've been talking about this for a while, about respect and loyalty. So now I'm going to break it down to y'all maybe y'all can understand why I've been talking about it. You know? Those with loyalty never go against their own friends. Never, ever. Ever, 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 never, ever. With loyalty, those respect only benefit. So they'll go against anybody to benefit for attention. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what taking place now, right? That took place in this neighborhood. A lot of respect with no loyalty is out there now. But it all started on loyalty in this neighborhood. It was built on loyalty. The money nobody cared about. Built on loyalty is what they learned from their parents, those who from and stayed and played in this hood. You know where I'm coming from? So like I say now, those who came to the hood got all this attention now, like they built the hood, this hood. You know, organized this hood. They go do things without even sitting at the table to see if it's okay or if it's all right to go do anything that they go do. It's the respect, you know, that's respect. That's the difference between respect and loyalty. So loyalty, you sit at the table and talk about what's going on. So therefore, the politicking will be real politicking instead of favoritism. You know where I'm coming from? But respect is the favoritism, you know, who can benefit off of who at this time. That's what we gonna ride with. Well, not we, let me stop putting me in this. Cut, blank, scratch that out. The respect is what everybody gonna ride with, because that's what everybody benefit off of. You know? So the loyalty, not everybody can get in. Not everybody's welcome to sit at the table, because they ain't show no loyalty. You know, so that's the difference of why. You know? So then now, like I say, the outcome, those who came to the hood got the respect, you know? So now everything you hear now is about those who came to the hood. You don't hear nothing about those who played from and stayed in the hood. You can't find a story from nobody about them people. You don't hear no stories about them. You only hear stories about those who came to the hood, you know? And the outcome of it is just right here. The hood that was once built off of loyalty. I'm talking about big on loyalty. Now, it's based on respect. I'm gonna respect you when I see you, but behind your back, I don't give a fuck about you. You know where I'm coming from? That's respect. Loyalty is when I see you, I'm gonna love you. When I don't see you, I still love you. Anybody ask me anything about you, it must be the right question, the right answer, or the right question, however it go. You ask me something about one of my loyalty brothers, I'm gonna give you a loyalty answer. So therefore my answer, they gonna be able to tell you, yeah, he right about that. I'm not finna go back though, my brothers, to make myself look good for nobody. Not even a beautiful woman. You understand what I'm saying? Let me say it again, you know, so y'all can understand what I just said. I'm not finna go back though, none of my loyalty brothers for no beautiful woman. I'm not gonna do it. You know where I'm coming from? Nigga, I'd rather jack off with $100 bill. Yeah, I said it. I'd rather jack off with $100 bill. Put some grease around that motherfucking ski skirt, go to work. Yeah, for sure. But that's loyalty brothers. You know where I'm coming from? So in the outcome of everything what's going on today in this hood that I'm talking about, there's no loyalty in it, nothing but respect, fighting against each other, inside, outsiders coming in, saying they this and this and that, and which it ain't nothing wrong with it. Do what y'all want to do. I'm just saying what I'm saying right now, you know. It's y'all's business, but I'm speaking up on it because it's a story that's being told. And now I'm finna tell the WizeGuy story. See, the WizeGuy story may not line up to stories that y'all being told, you know. That's the reason why the WizeGuy interviewed Goldie. Yeah, the WizeGuy interviewed Goldie. You know where I'm coming from? And he's told a story about what this neighborhood was about before all the gangbanging came. Loyalty. No backdooring at all. You understand what I'm saying? So the outcome of it today, man, we shouldn't be out here teaching these kids to do the gangbanging stuff. And this go for all 50 states, what I'm saying right now, offering these neighborhoods and y'all's hoods. Because I'm pretty sure what the story that I shared about a hood happens in all 50 states in hoods. You know what I'm saying? In they hoods. So ain't no way that we should be out here putting kids on gangbanging these hoods. Let's tell them the truth, man. Stop getting attention off of something when y'all know it wasn't right. You know in your heart, in your chest, in your soul, it wasn't right. You know this. Why are you putting on these kids and making them, or forcing them, or intimidating them, or making them feel that it's comfortable to go do these stuff in these hoods for the attention? Tell me a person that actually came up out of there, out of any hood that you want to say. Leave it in the comments because I want to know. You know where I'm coming from. Tell me a person that made it up out of the hood today that still represent the hood. Any black brother, any black sister that have made it out of the hood, they not representing no gang banging stuff, man. Their careers off doing something totally different. Yeah, they from the hood they once was gang banging. Yeah, they'll tell you that. They'll tell you they ain't a part of it. So it takes somebody to speak on it, and ain't nobody speaking on this. So I said, I guess I got to speak on this, man, because ain't nobody speaking on it about what goes on in the hood. A bunch of stuff that ain't right. So all these YNs that's out there, and y'all older guys that's connected to these YNs, tell them the truth about what goes on out there in the hood. Give them a chance to be something and do something better and different in their lives. Give them an opportunity. Don't have them up under the obstacle like we went up under. It ain't worth it. It ain't gonna get them nowhere. 3 strikes, you out. You know what I'm saying? And to the ones that stayed in front and played in the hood, much love and respect still. Those that stayed out there in the hood, who actually, played sports, and that's the reason why the parents wouldn't allow them to come play in the hood, because they was in the sports. And then once they couldn't make it in the sports, they want to come back to the hood. Now that they, whatever age they is, and say they OGs today, OGs yesterday, or whatever, man, tell the truth, man. That hood stuff ain't about it. Don't call me OG. You know what I'm saying? Because OG ain't about it no more. To me, it ain't. I don't know how it is to y'all, but OG ain't about it to me. What's about it now is your government name. Knowing that you know God that's inside you. Moving with positive energy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to be a part of. Positive energy. Separating from all negative energy that destroy our own kind. Point blank range. And I'm up out of here.